And glad I had to run by my car to get a couple of things from this weekend. We had a huge weekend. Of course, this weekend's going to be great. We're going to have 4th of July. We'll be on Sunday. Look forward to having a great event at Maritime Park with the Symphony. I know we got a baseball game. It's going to be a big weekend in Pensacola. Fireworks. Glad to have those this year, and see we actually can have some fireworks and events for. Let me see. Casey, I'm going to give this to you. You got Baptist numbers right here. I'm telling you, as the minute we get stuff in, update right there from Appreciate Baptist sending in their information for COVID numbers. We'll have those here at the end of the press conference. But anyways, this past weekend was really good. I think it showed. I think everybody in the city is ready to get back to having events, having things work normally. And a couple of things I just want to talk about that I was incredibly proud of the city and things that were happening. First and foremost, I guess today is the end of the donut strike for MANA. I really appreciate our first responders, both fire and police, being actively involved in this, taking the lead. They've inspired many departments to go together. I understand Parks and Rec and HR having a little thing. I know that the mayor's office and the attorney's office had a little. We were also collecting. I know I wanted to especially thank David Apple and Apple Market had our police and fire out there. I went by, bought while MANA was there, and bought a bucket full of food. This is very important. Certainly, it's one of many of the things that go on. We really appreciate the work that MANA does for our community. I know we're going to talk a little bit later on about the Civicon that's coming on today, talking about homelessness, but these are certainly things that are part of it. And again, the city can't solve it by itself, but there are great organizations like MANA, and we're very happy to support MANA in what they do. Next, Dr. Marion Williams, I know, has been working for a while. Keith has been working on this. Several people, the UWF Historic Trust with Rob Oberton, working diligently to get the Middle Passage historical marker up and dedicated, and we did that this weekend. Had a great event. Councilwoman Broughton was there. She's on the committee. Had several people there. It was a great event. I know Councilwoman Breyer and Myers were there at that event. It was a very nice event out there, and we were able to unveil the new marker. Then we had perhaps what I thought was probably one of the best events I've seen in a long time, and it was a great thing. It's right when Brian's walking in here, but Legion Field ribbon cutting. If you haven't had a chance to see the things that were out there, I saw Rick out there. I was looking for Andrew today, but he's not here because Andrew wasn't here. I did have to go run through the splash pad. He reminded me that every time we do a new Parks and Rec playground equipment, we usually get on the playground equipment. So I did run through the new splash pad there, but it was great to see the turnout. It was great to see the enthusiasm. I talked to several of the neighbors in that area. They were they couldn't believe. They were like, this is so great to have something like this on the west side. And I said, why wouldn't we? We made a commitment, whether it was the very northern end, whether it was very western end, wherever we were going to do, we were going to have success across the city of Pensacola in all areas. And very proud of what we had there at Legion Field. I know that the council president was there. I saw Councilman Jones, Councilwoman Breyer, obviously Councilman Wiggins was there for his district, Councilwoman Broughton. It seemed like everybody was there. Everybody was having a great time. Like I said, I even saw Rick there, so I know he was there. Don't know if he got in the splash pad or not. He'll have to discuss that after the press conference, but it was a great event, and it was just great to see neighborhoods doing that together. I think that was what we've been longing to set up for 2.5 years. We've been working on, and I know COVID has taken a year away from us, but man, it was good to see that, and it was great to see what was happening. I also want to mention somebody who really went above and beyond in putting that event on. As I talked to several people in Parks and Rec, it was everyone in Parks and Rec contributed, but it was really sort of the baby of Lauren Williams. If you remember Lauren, she worked in my office. She had a She had some medical condition that really kept her from work for 9 months, but the city didn't give up on her, and she didn't give up on the city, and we got her back here, back doing some work and something that can work with her current capacity. She continues to improve and get better and put on a great event, and I think it just shows things. I was very happy for her. I told her how thankful I was for the event that she put on. She did a great job. And, it's just kind of exciting to me. It's sort of like after all of these challenges we've had with COVID, it was great to see that. The other thing on Sunday I want to recognize also, we had the National Guard Band of the South. We had a concert. It's an Air Force National Guard Band that was at Community Maritime Park last night. The weather worked out for us. We weren't sure whether we were going to have it, but I told them, I said, wait 10 minutes and the weather will be totally different, and it was, and turned out great. We even had a little rainbow, had a little bit of sprinkles on the crowd with the rainbow, but it just worked out perfect. Again, that's another event. Brian's in the back, what Parks and Rec does. I want to also call out Nikki Gray, and that department does a great job. She was there. Tanya Vaden was there too, so it was, but Nikki did a great job putting that event together. It was, they have a very touching part where they have the honor guard out, and they fold the flag and they give the flag. They gave it to us, the city, so we have it upstairs. I also have something in the back. I have my ship from the Middle Passage historic marker. So we got those things this weekend. It was just a great event, and again, it showcased and showed what Pensacola can be. When we get back to doing what we're doing. And it was just exciting to see us back after a year, and just also exciting to see some of the great things that we've been working on as a staff. Despite COVID, despite other stuff, they've been continuing to work here and do great things. And I just want to call out a couple of. There were a lot of staff involved in it, but certainly Lauren Williams at Legion Field and Nikki Gray at the Community Maritime Park for the Air National Guard Band of the South. Those were things. Again, this weekend we're going to have 4th of July fireworks, and we're going to have the symphony downtown. So hopefully the weather's going to cooperate, and you'll come out and enjoy that. We will be closed for some things on 4th of July, so we're going to go ahead and talk to you about them now. The 5th of July will be closed. That means we will not have a press conference next Monday. It means you will not have garbage pickup next Monday. Everyone will get a garbage pickup next week. You will just shift your day down. Mondays will become Tuesdays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Thursdays, Friday, and we will get everybody picked up. But we will be closed on Monday. Again, for the July 4th holiday, City Hall, administrative offices, City Hall, City of Pensacola Community Resource Centers, and your garbage pickup will also be closed on Monday. The exceptions are Osceola Golf Course and Roger Scott Tennis Center will remain open. Remain open. And again, if you want to be able to follow more about when your garbage pickup is coming, I ask that you please get the Recycle Coach app. Again, it helps you deal with what you need for recycling, but more importantly, it allows us to quickly and accurately update you as to what's going on with your schedule, so that you would know that there will be no pickup on the 5th and everybody's day will get shifted down one. You have numbers? Yeah. All right, thank you. All right. Bruce Beach. We did have past week, we had Scape come in and hosted 2 workshops last week. Again, I think it's a challenge whenever you have a small space and you have a lot of people that want to get a lot of different things accomplished. I generally thought that we did a good job of accomplishing all the goals we wanted, but I know within that there are a lot of differing views. We're taking input. We will continue to take up input, and this will allow us to reevaluate and bring something new. There's by no means is this a final plan. They tried very hard, and the themes they heard: conservation and native plants. They heard access to the waterfront, access for all individuals, including those ADA, and also work and also opening up the waterfront to activities like kayaking, paddle boards, variety of things, just like we're doing at Bayview Park. So again, all of those things are things they talked about. And finally, also preserving the historic nature of that park for the African American community, and we tried to do that as well. Again, it's a small park, and we tried to do a lot of things. So again, if I know there were a lot of comments. I told people, please get your comments in, let your comments be known. The more we get to hear your comments, the more they'll make it in the final decision. Those of you that missed the workshops, there's still an opportunity to create input online through a survey which closes Friday, July 2nd. The survey can be accessed at cityofpensacola.com. So hopefully you will take a moment to fill out that survey. And again, we are listening to those things. That's the whole reason we do it, is to make sure that we get the information so that we can make some changes before the final plan is designed. So we look forward to hearing from you. We'd like to remind you and encourage residents to take advantage of Pensacola 311 as your single point of contact for a variety of non-emergency city services, including sanitation services, drainage, roadway issues, code enforcement, and much more. Citizens now have 3 ways to contact 311 by phone. Simply dialing 311, visit cityofpensacola.com/311, or the mobile app. Download Pensacola 311 mobile app, available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry, or by email 311@cityofpensacola.com. Pensacola 311 is designed to handle non-emergency issues only for the city inside the City of Pensacola limits. Once the request is made using 311, citizens can track the progress of their request from start to finish with a direct line of communication between the requester and the city staff. Some examples of services that you can report to 311 include potholes and other city roadway issues, overgrown properties and other code enforcement issues, tree limbs or debris in the street, litter in city parks, flooding or drainage issues, and general questions or more. So again, we hope you'll take advantage of that, and we're consistently working to try to make that system better, but we certainly need you to do that. There are a couple of things. Well, I'm going to move this to the end. I'm going to come back and circle back to him because we got a couple of new positions we want to recognize, and we got one of them in the room, so I'm going to announce those last. I was going to say we are looking, just a reminder, we are looking for volunteers or wanted for the DIB and the Library Board of Governance. Just a reminder that I'm seeking volunteers for 2 mayoral appointments, one for the DIB and one for the Library Board of Governance. The deadline is Friday, July 2nd at 5 p.m. For more information as to how to apply, go to cityofpensacola.com and please turn your resume. We would love to have, we're looking for good people. We'd love to have you apply, and we will look to see what we can do to get you involved. This is a reminder of the Resident Satisfaction Survey. We are conducting our annual Resident Satisfaction Survey to encourage all city residents to participate and let their voices be heard. City residents are asked to complete a survey online at uwf.edu/HOS Resident Survey or by phone at 850-495-2666 by Friday, July 23rd. So we ask that you do that. A couple other things that happened. We did get COVID-19 numbers. Again, our positivity rate is around 3.2% for the week. Our hospitalizations went from June 24th, 19 to the 25th, we had 23. 26th we had 24, 27th we had 26, and then on the 28th we had 23. I want to recognize some individuals because the state of Florida is quit updating on COVID-19. Again, if we didn't, we've told the hospitals we want to continue to get that information, and we have through the end of the month. But it's been now over a year that there are 3 individuals, Doug Hirsch, Keisha Kramerlet, and Lisa Lavoie, that consistently send information into me, and they are 3 individuals. They've been tracking their numbers. They get it to us. We get the numbers turned around. And at this point, we kind of said we've been now over 3 months without getting above, even 40. We've been under 50 for sure. And if we stayed under 50, which is all the hospitals say they're more than manageable, we were going to ask those individuals to, no longer have to submit to us. They've been collecting this data, weekends, everything. They've been working through for over a year doing this. We appreciate their work in keeping us updated. We've tried to keep you updated, but at this particular time, seeing that we've been able to go essentially 3 months without really seeing any kind of an outbreak. We will at this point, probably on the 30th will be our last reporting day. We'll get that information out to you on our social media, and that will probably be the last reporting day that we have. After that, we'll obviously continue to work with the hospitals, and if there's any outbreak, we'll open that back up and we'll get more involved. But at this particular time, we've seen 3 straight months of being in with really no impact on the hospitals. So again, I really wanted to at least express my appreciation to those 3 individuals at the 3 hospitals that for a year have been giving me numbers. I get those over to Casey and we get that done. So at least I wanted to talk about that. Tonight, there is a Civicon that is about homelessness, and there's a meeting tomorrow that staff will be attending. I see Lawrence Powell in the back, and I know our staff will be part of that, and I hope you will have the chance to come out to the Community Maritime Park tonight and be involved with the Civicon event dealing with homelessness. So I hope you'll be there and take an opportunity to be there. There are a couple of things I did want to talk about. This is, unfortunately, not all of our news is good. We're going to talk about some good news and some people who are joining and promoting in the city, but not all of our news is good. Unfortunately, this week we will be losing someone. So this is our last week for Kimmy High, who has been here doing all of our stuff. Kimmy, we will miss you. We hope you'll come back. We got a direct flight to Austin, so we hope you'll come back and enjoy the beach. We certainly appreciate the work that you've done here, and we look forward to great things and hearing about things in Austin. So come back and visit us. We do have a couple of individuals that we did want to indicate that Clark Merritt has been selected as the new port director. Most of you know Clark. He had been has been responsible for overseeing operations at the port, including budgeting, tenant management, and port development. Merritt was selected to replace Port Director Amy Miller, who now serves as the Deputy City Administrator for the City of Pensacola. Merritt has served as the Deputy Port Director since October 2019, after starting with the Port of Pensacola in 2013 as the Port Business Development Manager. So we're very excited about having Clark with us in that position. I'm confident he's going to do great things there, and we're going to continue to see our port improve. He's been involved with many of the projects that have turned it around, and we're excited to see where things are going. The other one is obviously we will be losing our city attorney. We're sad about Susan Wolf, but we certainly understand. She's got a great opportunity to take a new job, a great new job. But we are very excited to announce today a new attorney that we've got. We think we have a great opportunity to slide somebody in here that knows a lot about public law and has practiced for a significant amount of time here in local government. We are looking forward to announce Charlie Pepler today is going to be the city attorney. Charlie, you're welcome to come up here. Charlie's been with the county. Trust me, I told Susan Wolf when I announced her that she didn't have to come talk to the press any other time, but I would appreciate it. I told Charlie the same thing. So you get a chance to talk to him, and I was going to allow him to make any comments and if you have any questions. But overall, he will not be starting with us officially till sometime like September, and I'll let him discuss that. I keep trying to push earlier as fast as I can, but I know he has some time and some cases that he's dealing with the county, but we do expect to have him over here by September. I'm very excited. I think he'll do an incredible job as city attorney, and I think he would fit right in on that. We're very happy to have Charlie Pepler here with us. Charlie, thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Mayor. I appreciate the confidence that you've placed in me to be the city attorney. I also want to thank some of the members of your administration, some of whom are sitting in the room today. Keith Wilkins also recommended me for this position, along with Ted Kirscher and Rod Powell, and there might be some others as well who may want to go nameless. But I've worked with Casey Lagarde as Public Information Officer, and also with David Ford, who hopefully will start calling me Charlie instead of Mr. Pepler from now on. So I'm really looking forward to working with you, Mayor, and the City Council, and with the people of the City of Pensacola to provide them the best legal services and legal advice possible.
I didn't know if y'all had any questions for Charlie before I picked up.
I would invoke the attorney-client privilege.
Charlie, thank you very much. Thank you. And the last thing, Dave Dunwoody's not here today, so I didn't know if I was going to preempt him on something else related to the county. I know he's always asking me about things that are going on over there, and I'm like I've said at other press conferences, I'm focused very much on the city. I would like to recognize one individual that I think in all the challenges that are going there, I think will help them, and I think it's, you always see people sometimes that are in the background that rise up to certain occasions, and this individual I just thought needed recognition is Wes Moreno. Some of you may not know Wes, but Wes is an incredibly solid guy. I worked with him for 12 years at the county. If there was something that needed to be done and make the county better, the guy just is a quiet guy who just wakes up every day and thinks about how he can make Escambia County better, and he does a great job. So again, I know it's not the circumstances he wants to be, or it's not necessarily even the job. Wes definitely, if you know Wes, I don't know that this is necessarily what he wanted, but I do think at the same time it's worth commenting. He's a great employee over there and a great Escambia County resident, and does great things for this community every day. And certainly has my support while he's there as interim. Anything we can do to help him. I know Wes does a great job, and I know he's looking forward to when they make a selection and he can move back to doing the things he knows what to do with. But I think he'll do a great job, and I have all the confidence in the world in him. I just kind of wanted to say, just at least comment, because I thought for sure Dave was going to be here and ask me something about it. So I'm not commenting on any of that, but I did at least want to make a comment about Wes. But that's it for me. I'm opening up to your questions. And we got Rick today on here, so we don't have Jeremy. So is this the second team or the first team?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out how you answer this one. ST Airspace, aren't they dedicating a
They are.
that this week?
They are.
Tell us about that.
They are, and somehow or another it wasn't on the thing. So if Casey doesn't, I'm like Ron Burgundy. If Casey doesn't write it down, I don't read it sometimes.
Casey's fault.
It's my fault. I should have bragged a little bit more on that.
We'll be setting a media advisory today.
All right.
ST is going to be doing a groundbreaking middle of the week on Hangar 2, which is what's called Element 1 of Project Titan. The good news is we are moving forward with really all phases. We had to commit to all of these things back in May. We'd had some challenges with rising price and with cost, and we reminded everybody that we only had the money that we had. So there were some things that were modified to change. The administrative building is now part of the hangar. If you saw some of the things, we're not doing a separate standalone building. This allowed us to shave cost, and actually they're happier with it. They like the idea they believe it will function better for them in their operations to have the building as a part of the hangar. So it was kind of a win-win opportunity, but a lot of things that happened to make us move forward to meet the numbers that we needed to. So again, we're excited that happened at the end of May. We had a briefing of the council in June. What has happened in July is more of the ceremonial part. Unfortunately, I know it is around 4th of July, so we had some dignitaries we hoped would have been here, but we certainly understand with the weekend that it's very challenging to get here during the week. But we have several people coming in. The company wanted to make it, this is when they could make it happen. I guess they don't celebrate July 4th over there as much, but we're happy to have them here as a part of this. We're excited to have this. I think one of the other things that's going to be so exciting is I know I've had a chance to talk with Steven here locally. I know the gentleman Jeffrey's coming over from Singapore, and their commitment to dealing with education and really moving forward some of their apprentice programs. The George Stone program is great, but there's no doubt, we talked about it with city council in this room. It just simply is not turning out the numbers that they need, so they know they've got to be more aggressive. I think it's going to be great to see that opportunity and really give people an opportunity to get a skill and change their life with a career profession. We're excited to see what's going to happen. Getting 2 hangars, I think, will allow them to significantly leverage into where they want to be with their economy of scale, and having different airlines there that they can have continual work going. So I think it will allow us to build even a bigger presence. And then obviously when we get 3 and 4, it's going to be huge. But very excited about that and what we're doing. It's definitely moving forward, and we've had some ups and downs over the last year with COVID and a variety of other things. But this project is staying on task, and it will be happening, and we will be breaking ground on Wednesday. So thank you, Rick, for making note of that.
So just summarize, what's the big impact that you What are we going to get out of this hangar? What does this mean to the city?
Well, I mean, obviously, it's easy. A couple of things. One is the hangar itself. I mean, it's just another asset that belongs here that brings planes here. I mean, in another way, getting planes here that get worked on, it allows us to expand all operations, routes, on passenger planes, freight. It allows us to become more competitive in the freight options we offer. If they're going to come here and be worked on, why wouldn't they do their operations here? So there are a number of things that we can line up that work nice from that standpoint. And I think it just continues to make Pensacola International Airport shows what we can do. Rick, as we go into the future, I think coming out of COVID, you can just about be anywhere in the world that has internet and a good airport. And I think that's what we're going to show. I think this is going to help us. We're at 30 cities right now. I think ST is a part of that in helping us get to this 30 cities. I think as we build a bigger relationship with them, I think you'll see a bigger impact on our air service, and I think we'll continue to grow, and I think you'll continue to see more. Then there is just the jobs, and the jobs are a part of it. We've always wanted the jobs, and you know, we're seeing an incredible labor market going on, but we've always known we've had skilled aircraft people, whether they came from Eglin, whether they came from NAS, that would separate from the military and would love to stay here, but they didn't have an opportunity to job. We think we have that. But the better part that I'm excited about is it's not just those individuals, but we have the opportunity to train people and give them a skill. And I think for the first time ever, you know, there are a lot of skills that you can be very successful, but some of them, you know, not everybody is oriented each way. I think this is really the first time that we have a mechanical type of skill opportunity for some of our citizens, both our adults that could go back to education through Pensacola State, or those individuals that are part of the Escambia County school system. I think both of them have the opportunity now to develop those skills in a better way that will allow them to leverage themselves into a career, and a career that once you get the certification, Rick, you know, I'm sure ST would love you to stay there and they want you to be a part of it, but really once you get the certification, you can go anywhere. And once you have those certifications, you can do a variety of things. But who knows, you know, I think this is the first step for us continuing to create a bigger MRO center in Northwest Florida. We see things happening in Panama City, Okaloosa County. I think this is going to be something that hopefully we could show other industries and other opportunities that you can do this and be involved with you know, aviation here. Hopefully that leads to the other things we'd love to be a part of with Space Force. I tell you, I was shocked last night. I can't tell you how many Rotaries and Veterans Days things we've been a part of, and they always play the songs of the different branches. Well, last night at the Air Force thing, they said Space Force, and they already got a song. They got a song. I didn't even know we just started Space Force, but they've already got a song. But you know, I think as we look to the future and where we go into space and opportunities to be at a leading edge, Pensacola has that opportunity to be that community at the very leading edge, and I think it all will stem from some of the work that we've started here with ST. So, you know, to me, I said this is going to open you up to opportunities to not only go around the world, but really to go all around the universe. And it'll all start with these kind of things. So I'm very excited and looking forward to it. Yes.
Mayor, we've heard several reports of air carriers, airlines, have asked to sublease space in the ST property, that their sudden explosion of traffic and their ability to serve P&S in greater numbers, they need more hangar space. Have you heard that? And
I'm not involved in their operations. I do know that that's always been a hope and an intention that their being here with hangars would lead to more opportunities for us, and I think that will happen. As far as anything specific, that you'd have to talk to them and their operations. But I do think it only serves. We are now, as I've talked about before, where we are over the numbers that we were in 2019. We're in 30 cities and destinations. I think, John, you're only going to see that grow. What happens with their operations, that is something we couldn't promise was going to happen, but we always knew it would happen. So what you're telling me doesn't surprise me. But you know, again, I think it's part of what makes it important. You know, Atlanta did this so long ago. I mean, they invested dramatically. They put down on Hartsfield, and you see what happened to Atlanta because of what they did with Hartsfield. You know, I'd like to think those were some of the same reasons. When I first heard about this project, the first hangar, Stallion, we had the opportunity, was like, hey, we got to do something. I mean, without the hangars, you can't even get in the game. They're an incredibly expensive infrastructure, but they're such a game-changing infrastructure once you have them. So I'm very excited to see where we go, and I'm confident this is going to lead us to bigger and better things. And if nothing else, even it's tangentially, it's going to give you, the citizen, better air service. Even if you're never involved in any of the stuff that goes on there, you're going to benefit from better air service. Jim?
This Wednesday, City Council's having a meeting to discuss the American Rescue Plan and affordable housing. Do you have any thoughts on that?
We do. Marcy Whitaker and Lawrence Powell have been working on that. Obviously, I hope people will go to the Civicon tonight and have a chance to see some of the things that are going on. We're taking an approach that we've got some priorities and some ideas that we want to address. We want to stay somewhat flexible as they go forward. Marcy has the things that she can address. She wants to help people stop, keep them from becoming homeless. That's part one. But then part two, how do we figure out how to get more homes out there? We're trying to figure out ways to get up to that 500 units within 5 years that Jewel wanted us to do. So we're looking very hard there. Then you've got Lawrence Powell in the back is working, dealing with homelessness, and however we can work to do that. We're working, obviously, if housing becomes part of it, we'll work in those directions. We'll work in any direction that we feel like the organizations that are dealing with homeless, we can help them. We cannot solve this by ourselves. The city and the county can't solve this by themselves. But we have a lot of great organizations we're working with, and many of the things that we're planning in our plan, to show certainly the council what we can do is some flexibility that we need to be able to change as things move. We don't know when opportunities will come forward, and organizations will have something they can turn into more housing or those opportunities. But I think, from my standpoint, what I told you all as far back is December, when I had the opportunity to go to Tallahassee and saw how they had done their structure, their homelessness. I think we need to be moving in that direction. I think we need to be taking small steps. We're crawling. They're running right now, but I'm confident that we're going to be running here in the future. We've got a great group of private organizations that are coming together. Connie Bookman and John Johnson are leading that, and I'm meeting with Connie this afternoon. And I know from the staff standpoint here, Lawrence has done an incredible job with Kelsey, and we're putting together what we can with our resources to figure out how we can help those groups be more successful in taking care of individuals who have homelessness, and find out ways we can we can sort of transfer them through along and get them to a point where they could be involved in actual home ownership or a housed place. I mean, even if it's leased, or if it's there, or if it's tiny home or whatever. We've showed you a couple times everything we're looking at. You're going to see in July we're going to be looking at annex a piece of property into the city so they can begin to look at building tiny homes there. So from our standpoint, we're trying to make these things happen as much as we can. And again, I want to be real clear. There is no single solution that will work. We believe it is a myriad of lots of small, different solutions that will help us get out of this. So there's no silver bullet in this, but there are a lot of things, and that's what we want, the flexibility to pursue all of those activities.
And I guess, so the specific things from Wednesday, the backup says there's $2 million going to support housing security and stability, assist low and moderate income families obtain and maintain housing, and support existing.
That's the $2 million. That's the $2 million to Marcy, and then there's $3 million that's going to homelessness initiatives, and that's with Lawrence. So it's a total of $5 million. It's a very large amount of what we did. It was our main, I would say, it was our main initiative that we worked to put forward. We've heard people talk about it. We want to put our money where our mouth is and actually start doing some things.
You said, where's the property going to be that the city's going to
We don't have anything at this particular time. We're simply looking at ways we can help and move things forward. We have looked at a couple of things with city-county properties right there near the line, we're at the city-county line right off Palafox. We had looked at a place there, but we're not putting anything initiative necessarily forward. We're asking for flexibility to allow us to come forward. If a private organization comes forward and has a place that they can do, we'll be willing to work with them in whatever we can do.
No, you said there's a property coming forward that for tiny homes in the city.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sorry. Pace and I want to say it's Blunt or somewhere in that area where Baptist Hospital had their sign on Pace Boulevard. That property is going to be annexed into the city, and we're looking at tiny homes there on that facility.
Is that AMR?
Yes, I believe it is. They have expressed an interest. I think they worked with Baptist Hospital to accept that property, and they were hoping to work through the county, but the property right next to it, adjacent to it, is in the city. So we talked with them, and we said, why don't you annex into the city? And we already have a program ready to go, so I believe they're going to annex into the city, and then they're going to hope to build some tiny homes. And I'll be real clear. We're willing to work with anybody that wants to get involved in this. We're trying to find ways we can help and assist, and so if there are other people out there that want to do this, I think the major point is initiative is finding a way to work with them. Now, I want to be real clear, Jim. None of the money in ARPA is going toward that group. It's just another thing that we're looking at related to homelessness. The only thing we're doing with them is we're helping them out with annexation. But they are not at this point scheduled to get any of the funds from ARPA. So I don't want to confuse those two things. But they are coming in, and we believe solving homeless will not be a silver bullet. It will be a quiver of a lot of different opportunities.
On the Bruce Beach meetings, what's some of the initial feedback that y'all have gotten so far?
We tried to accomplish a lot of themes on a very small piece of property. I think the challenge that we had was everybody felt like their theme was the most important theme. And what we tried to talk with all the partners is we really need you to work together. There were some people that felt like it was too developed. They wanted it more natural. And, to me, I thought there was one of the things the design team was very intentional on the west side. They created boardwalks so we didn't disturb some of the existing trees that were there, and they wanted to keep those. The entire area that was planted on the east edge with all the new plantings from Audubon, all of that was kept, and that was going to be part of the sort of conservation area. So I felt like there was a large part of it was going to be conservation, but by no means was 100% of it going to be conservation. I don't think, Rick, these things are any different than where we are at this moment across where we are at this time. I wonder what Brian? I'm still here. Do you need me? Yeah, I am. All right. I was like, man, I thought maybe I'd said something wrong, so I need to talk to Brian. Brian simply said he was not aware I was still in the press conference. So, anyways, I was like, maybe he's calling me about Bruce Beach. But I don't think it's like anything else. Everybody wants generally what they want, and they forget that sometimes our job is massaging multiple different interests into a position. I found the group that was there, Robin Richard, Eddie Todd, several other individuals were very excited about the way we incorporated the historical nature of that area for the African American community. Did they get every space of that inch to do that? No, but they understood that they were going to get something, and we were going to commit to that theme. I think they were happy. I think some of the people that were not happy they did not see the restroom facility on there. We need the restroom facility. I've been very clear. We tasked them with a certain task, and we above and beyond to finish the park out, we're going to have to get probably a triumph request. We've tried to be very clear with everyone about that, and I think we have a way to do this. Okaloosa County put in a road, which is a piece of infrastructure, normal thing, but they were able to convince and show, and we hope they're very successful at this, that jobs can be created by the road. Well, what we want to do is no different. We believe that amenities such as a park, especially a park that's in such a unique situation to bring people downtown to the waterfront on, as well as what we're doing with hashtag, is a real opportunity to invest in more jobs here. Rick, I don't have to tell you, you're going to walk out of here, walk back down to Halifax, and you're going to see a ton of people with a bunch of shops, retail, a bunch of office properties, and jobs there. Investing in downtown is a way to make jobs. I'm convinced of that, and I think if we just do it properly, we can show Triumph how we can generate more jobs. And I also want to show Triumph that downtown Pensacola is an asset unlike any other in Northwest Florida. There's nowhere else that has it. We appreciate their investment at the airport, but you can invest in any number of airports across Northwest Florida and still get the same thing. We just happen to have the one deal here. I do believe with ST here, it'll eventually spread to MRO at both Fort Walton and Panama City. But there is not another place in Northwest Florida that has this type of downtown structure here already. That makes us incredibly unique to Northwest Florida. And I look at what's happening with jobs and a variety of things going forward, and especially as you're building for those millennials and their jobs, what they want is different. They don't want a single-family detached residence out on the edge of the peripheral. That's just not what they want. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying you just got to design your community and your region. If you want to attract talent, you've got to figure out how to bring the talent in and what they need. And I think much of what we're doing with hashtag and Bruce Beach is all about talent attraction. And I think we need to do that. I think we can prove that we can generate jobs in Pensacola with what we're doing. So I am not bothered by any of the things in the comments we received. I know some people were very passionate about what they felt. And I think to an extent, I told them, take the drawing, mark it up, and show what's here. I think everybody, it's always interesting. You talk to people, you tell them what they want, and it's not until you draw something up. Nobody ever wants to draw you a picture because they'd rather you draw the picture and then tell you why your picture's wrong. So we do take that on, but I think the team that we have with HDR and with Escape is very willing to look. If you tell them, I think you can make the drawing better by doing this, this, and this, they'll look at it. But they know they've got about 4 themes they have to accomplish. We're going to get people who have ADA who cannot reach the beach right now. We're going to find a way to get them to reach the beach. That's part of it. We made a commitment that we're going to acknowledge the African American history. We made a commitment that we're going to activate the waterfront with things like paddle boards and kayaks. We're going to do that. And we made a commitment that we're going to make a large portion of that park passive and conservation and figure out with native plants. I think we can do all of it, but we can't make 100% of it with all of it. Any other comments? Well, without that, I'd like to say thank you and a welcome to Charlie Pepler. We look forward to having him on board. I would like to say an unfortunate goodbye, but she can always come back on one of those direct flights to Pensacola International, to Kimmy Hay. And again, to everybody else, thank you. Have a good week, and hopefully everybody has a good 4th of July, and we look forward to seeing you back on the 12th of July. So we'll see you back on the 12th of July. Thanks. Bye.